I'm at the Red Door project here in Drogheda, which is an extraordinary organisation which provides support, hope and assistance to people suffering from all kinds of addiction problems.
If you're struggling with addiction, the only way you can release that or reach for help is use your voice. I was absolutely powerless, and the only thing that saved me was reaching out and saying, I can't do this alone. And that's something very hard for mothers to do. But there is support and it will save you. My name's Drogheda Carmody. I'm 34 years of age and I'm a mother of 3 girls. I came to the Red Door just over a year ago when I hit rock bottom in addiction. My addiction was cocaine, and it was the worst experience of my entire life. After my 3rd child, I started to really struggle, and that's when I turned to cocaine. And it got to a stage that it got so out of hand that I couldn't get up out of bed without a line of cocaine. You know, I couldn't wash my kids without cocaine. I couldn't feed me kids. This is how severely it got.
I'm Roisin Gore, I'm 44 and I'm the mother of 2 teenage boys. And I first started coming to the Red Door just over 4 years ago because I found myself struggling with substance abuse. It started off with alcohol and then it progressed forward to cocaine use. It started for me really during COVID because work had stopped and we had a lot of time on our hands. I discovered that cocaine could help me hide. And it worked at the start. But eventually it got to the point where I couldn't even go to work because the alcohol and the substance took over. I needed it. As soon as I opened my eyes in the morning, I had to use.
My name's Ollie Clutterbuck, I'm 22 and most recently I graduated from the drug score thanks to the Red Door. I had a addiction, a very heavy addiction to weed and some other substances, but mainly it was weed. It had a big grip on me, so it did, and I didn't think I'd be able to get out of it really, to be honest with you.
I'm Kevin Lynch, I'm 49, and my job here is key working, case management and care planning clients within the Red Door service. I also take part in workshops, different sort of workshops in addiction and recovery. Well, before I arrived here, I went on a 20-year active addiction journey, and that entailed in and out of the prison system for probably over 20 years of my life, all the while taking part in addiction. And at the end of my journey, I was very lost, very entrenched in addiction. And I didn't see a way out.
It got to a stage where the drugs stopped working and I got so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I got so sick and tired of trying to be brave and put up this big front that I just couldn't do it anymore. I was so broken that it was either keep going until I die or lose my kids or put your hands up and say, I need help. You know, and that was so hard to do. A voice we all have, but when you're in addiction, especially as a mother, is extremely hard to put your hands up and say, I'm struggling. 1, because you're terrified your kids will get taken away from you. You know, 2, is people going to judge you? You know, or if you do have to go and get help, who's going to look after your kids? Who's going to pay the bills? Who's going to keep this life that you've been keeping together while you go and get help?
I remember sitting in front of my dressing table and looking in the mirror, and I was like, I don't want to be like this. I do not want to be like this. How do I get out of this? So I remember going onto Facebook and I went on, there's a woman's page on Facebook, and I put up an anonymous post and I said, like, I can't believe I'm about to say what I'm about to say, but I'm in trouble and I can't go an hour without drinking or using drugs. I said, what do I do? Does anyone know where I go? So the replies were coming in, and it was like red door, red door, red door, red door. It was a Drogheda page. So they were like, yeah, down to the red door. So I Googled it and I rang, and they said, yeah, come on in and we'll talk to you.
Over 20 years of my life in and out of the prison system, in and out of the revolving door, from the early 90s right up to 2019. It was in and out, in and out. I think the longest period I spent in prison was 8.5 years. 8.5 years in prison. When I was in prison, in 2003, I lost my father, and I didn't get to go to his funeral or anything like that. I wasn't let out to see that. And then in 2019, my brother passed from alcohol. His body gave up. And I suppose when I was sitting in a treatment centre in Dublin, I got to go to his funeral, and to see the impact that I had on my family, I think there was a light bulb moment where I thought to myself, I don't want to be that person.
I came in and I couldn't believe it. I don't know, I just felt like maybe I was going to be judged. I was terrified because I had 2 children. If I admit that I have, some people see alcohol, oh, it's okay because it's legal. But I was afraid, like, once I mention an illegal substance, what's going to happen? Are my kids going to be taken away from me? Am I going to be judged? But when I came in, I was met by a lovely receptionist who lit up when I came through the doors, and I was brought in. I was made a cup of tea, and then I had a one-to-one counselling session, and she was just telling me what's going on, and I couldn't believe it. Like, there was no judgment. She just wanted to know about me and what was going on for me, and it was just amazing. It was such a relief.
When I came here, I first met Orla, and she was just amazing. I wasn't judged, you know. I got a lot of empathy. I was told that it's okay, and I'm not the only one, you know, and there is help here. But you need to let us know where you're at and what's going on. People can't read your minds, you know. And when I was completely honest and told them I needed help, they all just gathered around me and said, right, well, this is the plan and this is what we can do moving forward. You know, first of all, I knew I needed treatment. I couldn't do it on my own. I couldn't be in society, be a mother and try work on recovery. It just wasn't possible for me. But I was terrified. It was the last thing I was willing to do, you know. And when I spoke to the Orla and a few others in the Red Door, they were able to explain to me, you know, that there is help available and there is support, and we can put that plan in place so that you do feel comfortable going there, you know. And I remember there was 2 ladies. There's another girl, Orla, she's no longer here, and another girl, Kira, and they met up with my family, my partner and my 3 kids, you know, and you know, let them know that we're your mother's support and we're going to be here, and if there's anything you need, you know, come to us. So they put a plan in place so that I could go to treatment, and they visited my family when I was away, you know, to see if the kids needed that and if my partner needed help. And that was the one thing that I needed to give me the feeling that I could go. If you're struggling with addiction, the only way you can release that or reach for help is use your voice. I was absolutely powerless, and the only thing that saved me was reaching out and saying, I can't do this alone. And that's something very hard for mothers to do. But there is support, and it will save you. You know, mothers think of like Tulsa and stuff like that. Tulsa can also help you. You know, they have support systems that can help you. But if you reach out and talk and say you're struggling, it will save your life and it'll save your family. Very hard to do, but it's the best thing you could ever do.
I'm here now about a year and a half now, and I've done more in this year and a half than I have in 6-7 years or something like that, you know. So it's just to take that chance, you know, like everyone, like anyone that doesn't that think that is like a bit, oh, I might have an addiction, I might not, just come down and see, because if you're even thinking of that, then just, you know, come down, I guess, you know. Yeah.
I feel like I was saying, I feel like I've masked my whole life. But when I'm in here, I feel like I'm with my people. I've met my people.